Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. RHONJ Teresa Giudice asks fans for prayers, gets backlash. People online are slanting Teresa Giudice after she asked for prayers for her ex-husband Joe recently. She is one of many celebrities that have recently come under fire for sharing clickbait posts. At this point, RHONJ fans are fed up with it. Continue reading to see what she shared. Teresa Giudice asks for prayers for Joe. The Real Housewives of New Jersey star has a tendency to post clickbait articles. Other stars like fellow housewife Kim Zolciak and MTV's Janelle Evans have been called out for similar posts in recent history. Teresa Giudice took to social media to share a selfie of her ex-husband Joe. In the caption, she wrote, "Pray for Joe," with a broken heart emoji and the praying hands emoji. Then she instructed people to see the comments for more details. In the comments, the RHONJ legend posted an article. The story talked about how Joe Giudice recently took to social media to talk about a safety hazard on his balcony. Joe now resides in the Bahamas, and he recently noticed that some of the spindles on his railing were loose. When he grabbed them while doing sit-ups, they came out and he wound up taking a tumble. "All of this is loose. This all needs to come down. I need to redo all that," Joe said. He appeared to be completely fine after the incident. Fans have had enough of Teresa's bogus posts. Unsurprisingly, people dragged Teresa Giudice for seemingly hinting at something being wrong with Joe. Fans let her have it in the comments. "Ridiculous clickbait again. OMG, pray for Joe because he needed to fix some spindles that were loose on his balcony. Good Lord," one person wrote. Another commenter chimed in, "This is a scam. Don't bother. She gets paid for the clicks. Nothing happened to Joe." "Does Joe get part of the money you make from this clickbait nonsense?" a third person asked. Several people pointed out that hundreds of people have died from Hurricane Helene ripping through the South. "Give me a break. My brother lost everything in his home," one person commented. A number of other people agreed, pointing out that there are people suffering throughout the country, but Joe only had a close call. Right now, Teresa Giudice is gearing up to appear on Season 2 of House of Villains. Although filming has wrapped up, she has been sharing promotions for the new E! show. Sneak peeks show the RHONJ star going head-to-head with Tiffany New York Pollard. Many people have suggested that Teresa may have finally met her match on the reality show. House of Villains premieres on October 9 at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on E! Teresa Giudice, one of the most iconic and polarizing figures from the Real Housewives of New Jersey, RHONJ, recently found herself at the center of controversy again. This time, however, it wasn't about table flipping or heated family drama. It all started when Teresa, known for her larger-than-life personality and fierce loyalty to family, took to social media to ask her fans for prayers. But what began as a heartfelt plea quickly spiraled into a wave of criticism and backlash, reminding us once more of the complexity of reality TV fame, especially for someone like Teresa, whose life has played out in the spotlight for over a decade. A call for prayers. In an emotional Instagram post, Teresa shared a message asking her fans to pray for her and her family. While the post was vague and didn't specify the nature of the trouble, Teresa's tone conveyed that something serious was weighing on her. She mentioned that she was going through a difficult time and asked her fans for their support, urging them to send positive energy and prayers her way. "Please keep me and my family in your prayers," the post read, accompanied by a photo of Teresa in a contemplative pose. She didn't provide further details but emphasized the need for strength and love from her supporters during what she described as a challenging period. Teresa, a mother of 4 daughters and a devoted wife to her husband, Luis Ruelas, has had her share of hardships over the years, including a highly publicized legal battle, a stint in prison, and the death of her parents. Through it all, she has maintained a strong public image, often relying on her faith to get her through tough times. Given her history, it wasn't entirely surprising that she would turn to her fans for prayers when faced with another personal crisis. The backlash begins. Despite the sincerity of Teresa's message, the response was far from what she likely expected. While many of her fans flooded the comments with supportive messages and promised to keep her in their thoughts and prayers, others weren't as forgiving or sympathetic. The backlash came swiftly, with some accusing Teresa of using her personal struggles as a way to gain attention or sympathy. Critics pointed to Teresa's history of legal and financial troubles, suggesting that her request for prayers was manipulative or insincere. Some went as far as to accuse her of playing the victim, a narrative that has followed Teresa throughout her time on RHONJ. Why do you always make everything about you? What about the people you hurt? One commenter wrote, referring to the people affected by the legal case that landed both Teresa and her ex-husband, Joe Giudice, in prison for fraud. Others were more blunt in their criticism, calling Teresa out for what they saw as hypocrisy. Maybe you should pray for all the people you scammed instead, another commenter said. You made your bed, now lie in it. Fame and the price of publicity. Teresa's request for prayers and the ensuing backlash is a stark reminder of the double-edged sword of reality TV fame. For over a decade, Teresa has been a fixture on RHONJ, and her life has been scrutinized by millions of viewers. From her tumultuous relationship with her brother Joe Gorga to her bitter feuds with former cast members, Teresa's personal life has always been intertwined with her public persona. And with that level of exposure comes an expectation, often unfair, that she must bear the brunt of public criticism regardless of the context. The backlash Teresa received for asking for prayers highlights the complexities of being a reality star in today's digital age. Fans and critics alike often feel an entitlement to weigh in on every aspect of a reality star's life, blurring the lines between entertainment and reality. For some, Teresa's request for prayers was a genuine plea for help from a woman who has been through more than her fair share of hardships. But for others, it was another example of Teresa using her platform to manipulate public opinion, a tactic that her detractors claim she has employed throughout her career. The battle for public perception. Teresa's journey on RHONJ has been marked by battles, both on and off the screen. Whether it's navigating complicated family dynamics, dealing with legal woes, or facing public scrutiny, she has consistently had to fight for her place in the spotlight. And despite the criticism she often receives, there's no denying that Teresa remains one of the most compelling figures in the Real Housewives franchise. One reason for this is her ability to weather the storms of public opinion. Over the years, Teresa has developed a thick skin, often brushing off her critics and focusing on her family and her own personal growth. In fact, after her release from prison, Teresa embraced a new chapter in her life, focusing on rebuilding her relationship with her daughters, writing books, and launching new business ventures. She has also been open about her spiritual journey, often sharing her belief in the power of prayer and positive thinking. However, as this recent backlash shows, the battle for public perception is ongoing. Teresa may have loyal fans who admire her resilience and strength, but she also has plenty of critics who aren't willing to let her past mistakes go. A lesson in resilience. If there's one thing Teresa Giudice has demonstrated throughout her time in the public eye, it's resilience. No matter how many times she's knocked down, whether by legal troubles, family drama, or public criticism, she always seems to find a way to get back up. And while the backlash to her request for prayers may sting, it's unlikely to deter Teresa from continuing to live her life on her terms. In fact, it's possible that the criticism will only make Teresa more determined to prove her critics wrong. Over the years, she has shown that she's not afraid to confront her demons head-on, whether it's dealing with her financial struggles, her strained relationships, or the challenges of co-parenting with an ex-husband who now lives in another country. Teresa's request for prayers may have sparked controversy, but it also serves as a reminder that even reality stars, who often seem larger than life, are human too. They face personal struggle just like everyone else, and sometimes they need a little extra support from their fans to get through tough times. The power of prayer and positivity. In the end, whether or not people choose to offer Teresa their prayers is a personal decision. But what's clear is that Teresa remains a polarizing figure, beloved by some and loathed by others.